Welcome to the Nursing Shortage Reduction Program training for expense sheets, aka program reports. My name is Dr. Audra Patridge, and I'm the program director for the NSRP grant. I wanted to do a training because it is hard for all of us to kind of come together at one time. And so this video will serve as a reference for you to look and see how to complete and submit expense reports, which will be coming due in the next month. Agenda. We're going to learn how to fill out expense sheets for grant awards and then go over the timeline for completing and submitting expense sheets. Just know that throughout this video, expense sheets and program reports are interchangeable. As you know, institutional program reports are required annually until all funds received in a specific year have been expended or returned. Each institution receiving an award for a fiscal year is required to submit an annual program report covering that year. Beginning September 1, you will be receiving email notifications about program reports and when they are due. Just remember that based on the number of active awards your institution has, some institutions will submit more than one program report. The timeline. So September 1, institutions will receive an email alert letting them know they have an expense sheet that is due. Institutions have 30 days to complete the expense sheet and submit the expense sheet. October 1, all expense sheets are due for any active NSRP grant award in which funds received in a specific year have been expended or returned. Now we're going to kind of talk about what the process looks like. This is what the expense sheet form looks like. As you can see, it has the statute about annual program reports. It kind of gives you instructions on how to fill this out. It lets you know that you have 4 fiscal years, and it lets us know what we're currently tracking. Just remember, your notification will be sent September 1. It'll be due by October 1st, which is why I'm doing this training in August so you can get prepared. For program reports signatures, if you recall, when we used to do this via Excel, there were 2 required signatures. That is still the same. It's just now that the signatures will be electronic. So electronic signature 1 must be the program director or dean of the nursing program. Electronic signature 2 must be the CFO of the institution. How this will work is once electronic signature 1 is complete, it'll be routed to the CFO for final signature. So when we start talking about this process and I do the demo, I'll remind you to let you know that, hey, after signature 1 is completed, to let your CFO know that they'll be receiving a form as well to approve the expense sheet. So now we're going to talk about the process for which these approvals take place. So after institutions submit their expense sheet, the nursing, the dean or the program director will receive a copy of their submission. The copy of the submission is this first picture. It lets you kind of look to see like what the email will look like. So you'll receive a copy via email that lets you know that you submitted your expense sheet. After that, you'll receive another email in which this is where you're going to do the approve deny process. So you'll receive this second email. You'll click the blue button that says view request, and then it will go to this third picture and it'll ask you to decline or approve. So if you approve, you'll click approve, and then if you decline, it'll go back to me, and then we can kind of talk about why you declined it. After you do the approve or decline, then you'll get an email copy of the expense sheet, which will outline the grant amount, what you actually spent based upon your input of expenditures, the amount remaining, the grant type, and the year. Just know that for this email copy, you'll need to save a PDF for your records. The second part of this process is a CFO approval. So after you've approved, then that form then is routed to the CFO. The CFO will get a copy of what you submitted. They'll get a view request. They'll have to click view request, and then it'll be their chance to approve or deny. And the same thing that follows. If they approve, it'll go through. If it's declined, then it'll come back to me, and I'll follow up with the program director and or dean to kind of see what has happened. After they approve, they'll get an email copy. They'll need to make a PDF to keep for their records as well. Now let's kind of transition to what allowable expenditures exist for this grant. As per Texas Education Code 61.9623, you can spend this grant money on enrolling additional students, nursing faculty enhancement, anything that encourages innovation in the recruitment and retention of students. Some examples include financial aid, textbooks, and computer-based aids, identifying and developing or implementing innovative methods to make the most effective use of limited professional nursing faculty. As always, if you have a question on an expense or an expenditure, please send me an email and we can talk about if the expenditure is allowable. That takes care of the first part of this training. The next part is I'll do a live demo of the expense sheet and kind of walk you through that process. Okay, so each institution has a institutional dashboard. If you don't have access to that, you can also email me and I can send you the link. Here on quick links of every institutional dashboard, there's a quick links section. What you're going to do is you're going to click expense sheet. It'll take you to the expense sheet. You'll read through the expense sheet. You'll scroll down. You'll put your email. I'll just use mine. You'll put the date. We'll do the grant year. We'll just do 2021 regular. Just know that you'll have to do you'll have to fill this out individually for each year that you have unspent funds on the grants that are tracking under your institution. Then this is where you input. So 2,500, just know that you won't be allowed to put a comma. You'll continue to input numbers all the way to the end. If you have any notes, you'll leave that there. Make sure that you say, send me a copy of my responses, and then you'll hit submit. Now, once you hit submit, as you can see, you'll receive a confirmation of what I just input. Then you'll receive a view request, just kind of like I talked about. And just remember, it's you'll go through this it goes through this process twice, one with the program director and dean, and then after they view request, approve or deny, it filters to the CFO. So after you view request, it'll say approve or deny. You'll click approve. and then it will give you a copy. And this is the same thing that happens for the CFO. Please remember to tell your CFO that they'll be receiving an email to approve or deny the expense sheet that you are submitting on behalf of your institution. To check to make sure of what you're inputting, you would scroll down to the bottom of your institutional dashboard, and this is where it tracks everything. So for 2021, what I entered 249 499, it goes all the way to show you. Now, if you look on here and you see, okay, oh, I made a mistake, it won't allow you to correct it. You would have to send me an email and I would go in and correct it. And so based upon the expenditures that I put in and the grant amount, it tells you what was actually spent. And then this is just another way to kind of look at the grant information. Now, one more reminder, some of you will have reports due under the regular grant. Like, for example, there's nothing, I think this is stuck. Oh, it's stuck. I think that, hold on, let me refresh it. Sorry. It's not working. Great technology. Okay. Sorry about that. So, as I was saying, under each section, you want to go and see, okay, if I have anything that is remaining, I need to submit a program report. You'll go under 70. If you see a graph, that means that you owe money or you haven't spent money, you need to submit a program report. For this demonstration, we didn't put any data, so this is why you see this. So if you see this chart, that means you don't have a grant for that particular year, but you need to look under each section, and if you have anything remaining, you'll need to submit a program report. I know this is kind of like a quick, short demo, but I think it'll help you get started on how to fill out the expense sheets, how to submit them. As always, you can contact me at nsrp@highered.texas.gov. I thank you for watching the video and have a great day.